Okay. Supposedly, we are now talking in here.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. I've yet to hear myself on YouTube, so I'm not sure how real that is. I am able to join the live chat, so something is happening.
It's giving you issues, isn't
So many issues.
it? Issues.
Issues. This has happened a couple of times now,
Issues.
like since starting the new season, um, where it just won't start when I tell it to. And then I'm left wondering what the hell to do.
What did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong? Do I start it from within YouTube? That doesn't seem right. It won't start when I tell it to. Oh, okay. Hang on.
Did do a figure?
Okay, here's what it did. Here's what it does, and this is why I accidentally made two streams last time. It actually is going the entire time. It looks like it's not, and
Oh,
so chat just has like a really extreme delay on what's actually happening with our voices, which I kind of knew about, but I didn't know it was like 50 seconds bad.
oh geez. So chat is like a minute behind us.
Basically, yeah. But
We're
at
so
least we
sorry.
are working.
Yeah. At least y'all can hear us.
Yeah,
At least
wonderful.
that's the hope.
That's the hope. That's the
That's
whole
the
jam.
hope.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I'm just imagining a god tier that's just Pope, and then you can have Pope of Hope.
Hope, hope, woo! Da, 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 da. Hope, hope,
I
woo!
mean, Hope Pope. I mean, you can have a nightlight, so why not have a Hope Pope?
It just makes sense, Your Honor. Ladies,
It does.
gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, allow me to present to you Hope, hope.
The Hope Pope. It's just Jake in a crappy Pope costume.
I would love that so much. Truly the Pope we all need. Oh, God.
Put him in a
Welcome
Pope
everyone to
mobile.
stream. Sorry for the many reschedulings. Sometimes there's technical difficulties. Sometimes there's scheduling difficulties. Sometimes there's body having difficulties. And sometimes I forget what time zone I live in. That was today.
Which is, well, I was on the road at noon, which is why we had to move it. It's like, oh yeah, let's move it to 4. And then you're like, well, actually, 4 is 6 p.m. your time. And then, like, at 6, or like a little bit before 6, like, I'm ready when you are. It's like, wait, fuck. I, I was thinking 6 my time.
This is why I used to, like, when I first started messaging you, I would do like a slash or a parentheses with my time after your time every single time because I know that this is a problem for me. But I just fucking forgot this most recent round, and clearly I need to keep that up.
Yeah. Listen, we're doing our best, Your Honor. Our best is just fucky wucky, as my fiance just said. Thank you, love.
Indeed, the fucky wuckiest. But at least we're doing it, and also, hey, since we had to reschedule twice, we're very Solix today. We're very on brand.
We are. We we had to reschedule twice. Too bad it's not a Tuesday.
Yeah, we've been debating doing this on Tuesdays versus the weekends, and we're thinking we're going to try for weekends most of the time. Because even though Tuesday is the day, if we do it on like weekends, there's more of a chance that people who live across the pond, where like this fix author lives, and a lot of people who like the story live, there's like a better chance of them seeing it in the evening, while the more like U.S. folks who also enjoy the shit out of this can enjoy it in their afternoons or whatever.
Yeah. It means that Unda can actually listen to it, but let's face it, I'm pretty sure at least once Unda has logged on at like 2 a.m. It's like, Unda, why are you awake?
Yeah, they have for sure. Insomnia be that way. It sucks so much.
Okay. The Insomnia Crew.
Woohoo! Just the
Hey, sometimes
sleepiest
you get
woo.
some awesome, yeah. Sometimes you get some awesome shit done when you got insomnia.
Yeah,
And
I
then
have
other
had
times,
productive times, but also I've had stare at wall. Why am I staring at wall? Oh, right, the thing. What thing? Stare at the wall.
yeah, I've also had like, oh, I'm trying to sleep and my body is like, can't sleep, must draw. What draw? Biblically accurate Furby.
Yes!
No thoughts, just biblically accurate Furby. But
Beautiful.
here's the thing, now I want to design a demonic Furby to go with it.
Oh, that would be sick.
Right? And it needs to do like the little finger thing that you see like the Baphomet doing.
I I know he does a thing. I forget exactly what it is.
I think it's like two fingers and his thumb, and the shape of it out on your forehead. Tell me you have
Well, the
ADHD
memes
without
start coming and they
fucking
don't stop coming.
they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they
Don't
don't stop
stop
coming
coming
and
and
they
they
don't
don't.
stop.
I get knocked down. I get knocked down. I get knocked down. I get knocked down. I get knocked down.
And I get knocked down. That is exactly.
Oh, these are the stream vibes.
Yes. It's like, hi, yes, we're here for the stream, but also you're going to listen to 20 minutes of us making random mouth noises first.
Of course, as is tradition. And also, it's only been
I,
like 6 minutes. We're fine. But maybe we should
I was
start.
true. I was looking at our call time, that's why.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, we spare you guys the majority of the mouth noises by exchanging them with each other. You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. But it also means they don't get to hear Carcat's voice saying how he wants his brains painted all over a hallway by some hot chick.
Yep. The purpose of early call is to do warm ups, and one of our warm ups is excellent.
It is. Can we do it for them at least once? Because I feel like they'll find it funny.
Let's go for it, yeah.
And then we can start.
So I'll do Carcat since we talked about him. Okay.
Yes, I'll do Felix because he's my favorite.
Hell yeah.
I'm not biased.
I'm not biased about my favorite. Why would you even say that about my favorite? My boy, my specialist boy.
My son.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me. You know, when I left the hive today, I was thinking, damn, I really hope some hot chick paints my brains all over some fucking hallway, and here we are.
That will never not abuse me.
Your Alex one always makes me happy too.
Good. You know, when I left the hive this morning, I was thinking, damn, I really hope some. Oh, wait, I skipped a bunch. You know, I really love a woman that will actually just kill me. When I left the hive this morning, I was thinking, damn, I really hope some hot chick paints my brains all over some fucking hallway. And here we are.
Yes.
I skipped a bunch. I am sorry. But I
You
always
went back
love
for
how
it. You're good.
Parkat sounds so sarcastic, and Celix is just like, please just kill me. I'm I'm not singing, I'm asking.
It's especially accurate for 22 seconds later when the consequences of that are not quite as rough. Still rough, but not quite as rough. Not as permanent.
Yeah. Less permanent. It's like I need to go see my girlfriend actually.
BRB.
BRB.
BRB, gotta chat with my ex.
Woof. Yeah,
Yep.
true, true.
But yeah.
As I'm just sitting here doing a Chinese staircase.
I do not know what that is.
It's a type of knot bracelet thing.
Oh.
Listen, I got the ADHD and the tism. I gotta be doing shit with my hands, otherwise I'll go fucking nuts.
I hear you. All good. Most of mine are too
Okay, should we
clacky, so I just play with the mug.
play
But
with the mug?
mug time. But yes.
Mug time. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, mug time.
We're going to start this chapter going a little bit back into what we did last session, just so that this scene makes sense for people who are hopping in today. And I
Am I
think,
starting?
yeah, I'll
Where
start.
are you?
We're on 1.1.
Okay. So am I starting? I didn't quite hear what you said.
I said, I'm happy to start.
Mm. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Will do. You have wings, but you don't know how to fly. Putting them away hurts something awful, so the last thing you want to do is get them out again. An alleyway up ahead gives you a moment of relief, but you have to chant under your breath that it's a shortcut. You're still going to heaven just like you've been allowed to. You have 3 questions left. Bring that down to 2. Solix, Captor, this is a deal question. Can you bring me here? You choke out, staring at your phone screen. There's a flash of light, synthetic apple scent, and then Solix has his hand on your shoulder. Can you take me here? You repeat desperately, because you're not going where you said.
Oh shit, did you not hear me?
I did not.
Oh shit. 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, fuck. Let me.
Solix pinches your map on the screen with his fingers, trying to work out where you're looking at. The world jolts in a puff of smoke, and then, all at once, you're standing outside of the nightclub. Heaven, where you said you'd be.
Clever.
Solix says quietly. That feels. You press your hand to your heart as the tension in your chest releases a little. It was like the edge of a heart attack. You look up at Solix and you're so relieved to see him alive and well that you start to tear up a little. Reaching for his throat, you touch the skin there and see that although he's got a scar that he didn't have before, it's clean and healed. He's fine.
Come on.
Solix murmurs and pushes you around the back of the nightclub. Around the back of heaven, the place that you are at, that you said you were going to, and are at, like you said. I'm so sorry. I didn't have a choice. I couldn't stop myself. He made me. You choke out as Solix pulls you out of view.
I know. That's why I let you. If I'd run away, then it would have driven you nuts not being able to do what you were ordered.
Solix nods. I'm so sorry. You sniff. Solix smiles, but it's sad and pained.
Your sickle's really sharp. You did it fast. No one's ever slit my throat so painlessly.
That's happened to you before? You ask him in horror.
Not from you, but yeah. Look, we're going to figure something out about this. Some way of getting you out.
Solix promises. I'm surprised you're not leaping to kill him. I fucking wish I could right now, but he can control me. I've already run into things I'm not allowed to do that I don't remember him telling me, but clearly he has. I doubt I can do anything against him. You hiss.
Yeah, if he's not already banned you from violence against him, and I bet he has, he can make you stop with a word. Besides, if he's the same kind of angel that you are, then he's going to be really hard to kill permanently. I don't know what killing him would do anyway. He could have made it so him dying takes you out too. That's a really fucked up thing to do to someone, but I could believe he'd do it from everything I know about him.
Solix says miserably. Wait, so those demons couldn't have killed him? You ask in outrage. His life wasn't even in danger?
What? There's a difference between killing forever and killing the body that you have. You killed me, but my death doesn't stick. I'm not from this plane, so you'd have to do a lot of the right kind of damage to a regular demon to kill them. It's the same with your kind, only your specific kind of angel is pretty hard to kill until you know their exact weakness.
Solix explains. Do you know mine? You ask, and he nods. This is how he knew you before, isn't it? Have you tried to kill me before? You ask. Sorry. Can you take narrator next?
You ask. Oh, Yeah, I can. Just if you stop being able to hear me, let me know so I can swap back to our chat real quick. It's almost like it resets before Discord stops being able to hear me.
Oh, cool. Weird.
It's very weird. Discord's a bitch.
Yep.
But anyway, you asked, so you don't remember, so I can't tell you. Sullix groans. Fuck. Right. Wait a second.
I killed both of those demons. If I was trying, well, I guess you don't count since you know what can kill me. I was going to ask if you could kill me in a fight if Cancri made me do something terrible, but you could.
You say, already figuring it out. Sullix bites his lip.
You could stop me, right?
You ask him again. It's not going to come to that. We're going to figure this out, Sullix reassures you. You stare at him and place one hand on your arm again.
Solix Captor, this is a deal question. Could you kill me if I was made to fight you as hard as I can?
Oh, fuck you. I don't, I don't know. I've never fought one of your kind in a fight where both sides really wanted to kill the other. I'm more magically powerful than you, but any species like mine or yours instinctively protect the part that can kill them. You'd be made to do that if it was a real fight, and I don't know if I could kill you with just magic like that. Sullix answers. You open your mouth and pause. That isn't a full answer. It's an answer to the question you asked, but it's not a complete one. And he skipped answering you earlier.
Solix? Sorry, I mean Satan. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Dang it. Where did you stop being able to hear me?
You just came back in, and I stopped being able to hear you at exactly those demons knew. Like you ended that sentence, and then the next sentence it was silence, and I was like, "What happened?"
Okay. I need to figure out if I can do that split screen thing again because Kylie had it figured out and I've been doing the thing they did and it's no longer letting me do it.
Oh dang. No worries. We'll do a little break.
Yeah, I just full screen in split screen. How do?
How do?
Hide the status navigation bar so you can see more of each app. Swipe up from the bottom of the screen or down from the top to show the hidden bars. Then window for all apps, allow all apps to open in pop-up view or split screen. Sorry, as I'm like muttering to myself.
I was just like picturing how much like an arcane incantation some of the stuff we say sometimes about technology is.
Yes, it is a little bit, yeah. Except
I'll just share a
Discord
cute
is
fact, which is that
beautiful.
the break music we're going to use for like proper breaks midway through is from the LoFi Girl because this is a college AU technically, and they do study sometimes, and I thought it would be cute.
Sometime on occasion.
And LoFi Girl lets you use their stuff if you're not a huge company, and they have one album in particular that we're starting with, have been starting with, called Morning Coffee, which is extraordinarily fitting for 22 Seconds Later Crockett.
Yes, it is. Hey, Kylie, how did you do the thing earlier with the split screen? Because now it's not letting me do it. I literally just
Go into that screen.
the screen.
Yep. Press the three lines. Hold that. No, the other one.
Why the other one?
No. Now you can hold it.
Yeah, it's just saying drop
Move it
down
over.
into full screen. Oh, but I need this one in split screen. Sorry, I'm really bad with its pop-up view.
We're also going to work on
What I
getting a backup for
need
Discord since it's been fighting us so much lately.
Yeah. Discord. Do this. Can we get Discord down?
That was pretty robotic, man. Sorry.
On the screen.
Oh, sorry. Discord is in here.
Just disconnecting from the call in case that helps. He'll probably need to disconnect as well, but we can always try.
Oh, I'm the only one on the call. Oh wait, are you back?
I thought resetting it from my end might make you less robotic.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, Kylie helped me figure out the split screen.
Thank you, Kylie.
Okay, so what was the last thing that you heard from me?
I've highlighted the next thing for you to say.
Okay, let me just find it. You've
It's
highlighted it? Because I just see the little thingy.
it's those demons knew what Kinkry was, didn't they?
Got it. Okay. Going back to my little hidey hole. Moving that so I don't step on it and break my freaking neck.
Good call.
I kind of like my neck unbroken.
It works better that way, so I've heard.
Just a little bit. It's already on thin fucking ice, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the meat
Those
suits.
demons knew what Cankry was, didn't they? Why would they go up against him in a fight if he's that unstoppable?
What's with that knife?
You ask slowly. We're going to work a way around this. Roxy knows all about this sort of thing, Sulik says hurriedly.
Solix Captor, this is a deal question. Could that knife kill me and Cankry?
You ask. That's your last one. At least Cankry can't make you ask Sulik's things now. Yeah. If it broke your skin, it'd kill you immediately. Don't you dare ask me to use it on you. Sulik snarls in answer.
Do it. If Cankry asks me to do anything, then I have to. I don't even know how much damage one unhinged xenophobic bigot can do when he's got an angel at his command. I can't lie to him if he asks me something directly. What if I told him about you, or Dave, or Rose, or Jade, or Kanaya, Miss Paint? Even June's not safe after spending so much time with all of us.
Tell him emphatically. Yeah, I'm not letting that happen, but I'm going to work on solutions that come before murder, Sulik argues.
Please, shouldn't you be happy you get a chance to stab me? You hate me anyway, don't you? You told me so, and after everything I'd done to you, I'd just do it.
You say hoarsely. Don't say that shit, Sulik hisses.
Well, it's true, isn't it? I read up on hate after everything that happened. I could never hurt you like that. Although I did just slit your throat, so I guess I don't get to say that anymore.
You sniff. I don't hate you like that. I'd never. It's complicated and you don't get it, Sulik says miserably.
I want to get it. I like you. I like bickering with you, beating you at your own game. When we were outside the party, I couldn't stop. I kissed you and I wanted it, but I could never.
You trail off and touch the thin white-gray line on Sulik's neck, right where you cut his throat open. It doesn't count. I know you never would unless you were forced to, Sulik says in a rush.
But I was forced to.
You point out. Celix grits his teeth and rests his hand on the wall by your head.
The last time one of us was against a wall like this, we were arguing it was Halloween. That took a turn and probably made you want to kill me. Now we're the other way around, and I'm asking you to do it, and you won't. I can't win with you.
You say miserably. Celix's expression twists painfully, but he leans in before you can stop him and kisses you. It's nothing like Halloween, but it's not quite like Dave either. It's not exactly sweet, but it makes your chest ache. It feels like he's with you in more ways than just being physically present. It feels safe. It feels strong. It feels like it could be the millionth time I've done that. Celix states in a quiet voice, still so close to you. That was a statement, a leading one. If you ask, he can't tell you. But if you know, if you state something,
It could be.
you try. I've never kept count. Celix agrees and kisses you quickly again.
We were together before. I forgot.
Statement. It's a statement. Do not let your tone go up to make that a question. It wasn't your fault. I couldn't tell you. Technically, we still are because you never broke up with me, so... Celix agrees, as if you already knew this.
Did I do... I've read about demon romance. I can't think I'd ever do something so awful to you as I read in the sections about hate. You drive me nuts, but I could never enjoy your actual pain like that. Was I really your kiss me the hate one?
You ask. Celix rolls all four eyes at once. It's kind of impressive to look at. Yes, we're in the hate one. Where the fuck were you reading about that anyway? Humans don't know shit about demons. I told you that before. Whatever. The point is that I'm going to get you out of this because I hate you. And if I have to, I have said it before, I love you. Celix says the last bit in a rush.
Cool.
You say numbly. Why does this make me think of the fucking Princess Leia and Han Solo? The I love you, I know.
Yeah.
I love you. Cool.
Cool.
Sorry, that makes me laugh. Okay,
Rightly
continuing. Cool. Celix repeats incredulously.
Yeah. Cool. Now, kill me with your magic knife so Kankri doesn't make me do some kind of angel-based genocide. Come on, it's my life versus everyone else's. Easy math. Do it.
You urge him. No, I love you. I'm not murdering you for good. Celix says sharply.
Oh, now you can say it easily.
You scoff. Shut up. I don't normally say it. It's your thing. Normally, I'd only say it if we were. I don't even know why talking about this is hard. You basically just married me earlier. Celix mumbles.
What now?
You ask. Congrats on your husband, cat.
Surprise husband. Everyone's favorite.
Surprise husband. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of my beverage and then I'm gonna continue reading because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to stop laughing.
Sometimes when the giggles hit, you gotta drown them.
Drown the giggles. Oh, that's just making me think of like dunking Roxy in a river.
Oh no. Oh no.
Don't drown Roxy. Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I hope chat is getting a kick out of this.
Eventually.
Eventually, a minute later, I will probably read through the chat later because, like, it makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Okay. You gave me permission for anything. You'd only do that to someone you had complete faith in. It gives me a stupidly high amount of power over you. It's permission for anything. It's basically equivalent to marrying someone, or more intense than that. You should take it back. You didn't mean it, Sullix explains.
More power over me than Kinkry?
You ask curiously, a faint hope for freedom starting to bubble within you. No, you can't give away more power than you already have. But it's second to that, Sullix corrects.
Of course. Keep it. Maybe it'll help you protect the others. It also means you have my permission to.
You're forced to stop when Sullix slaps his hand over your mouth. If you say anything about that knife, I will bite you, he threatens. Your nervous system sidles up to your mind in an awkward sort of way. It slides a note across the body mind divide and stands there sheepishly. You read all about demon romance, and the thing you're supposed to have with Sullix filled you with shame and horror, a reaction that your body echoed. And yet your nervous system is pointing out the visual of Sullix's very sharp teeth, the imagined feeling of those on your skin, the memory of how intense that kiss at Halloween was. Perhaps your nervous system suggests to your incredulous mind, that could be kind of cool. Maybe? Please? Occupied with that, your mind isn't paying enough attention to stop your mouth from running on its own.
Then come up with a better fucking plan if you're so smart.
You taunt him, meanly, hatefully. Oh. Your mind reels in dismay at the words as your mouth and your nervous system fist bump each other. I'm working on it, Sullix retorts.
Kankry could get me to talk about our friends. You need to stop me.
You insist. I can't do that. He can override me, Sullix argues.
Can't.
You think for a second.
If you have permission to everything, can you revoke my permission to do things?
That's complicated, but sort of, yes. Sullix nods. He looks like he's thinking, trying to work out where you're going with this.
I can't tell Kankry something I can't remember. I know you didn't do this, but can't you do something like it?
You ask, pointing to the bridge of your nose where you know that spell wraps over your face. What? Sullix breathes.
Can you do something like that?
You ask him. Sullix is staring at you with his mouth half open. He only reacts when you smack him lightly in the chest. I can't mess with your memory, or at least I don't know how to in a way that wouldn't risk upsetting the spell that's already done that. I already told you how bad screwing with that spell could be. The whole unexploded bomb thing, remember? Sullix says and touches your face where you know the writing of the spell is, even if you can't see it.
Think of something then. You're the one who insists you're so smart. Prove it.
You demand. Sullix glares at you, but he's clearly thinking. I could. Ugh. Sullix grimaces and doesn't finish what he was saying. You wait impatiently for him to get to the point. You don't know how long you have. You're kind of on a time limit here. It's an incredibly fucked up thing to do to someone. It's the reason that you don't give this kind of permission out to someone who do you harm. For you to give me this access and then I do that with it, it's horrifying, Sullix tells you.
You are an asshole. You annoy me, you mess with me, you irritate me more than anyone ever has. You've cursed me and been a pain for ages. But I don't think you'd ever do me any real harm.
You tell him. This is harm, Carcat. he argues.
He just made me murder 3 people. I had to be there and do that. He hates anyone who isn't human, and I'm not going to tell him that he isn't human in case he gets even worse ideas. Is whatever you want to do worse than that? Is it worse than just stabbing me and stopping everything that way? Because if Rose and everyone shows up here like they did when you dropped me in Midnight City, if they get involved like that, and Cancri turns me on them,
You shudder.
nothing is worse than that.
I know. I know what that's like. My maker would never do that to me, but I know what it's like to be trapped like this, okay? Felix says gently, his words tickling some familiar place in your memory.
So help me, please.
You beg. Felix looks ill at the thought of this, but you don't have time for his moral dilemma here.
Please.
You beg again, voice barely above a whisper. Felix obviously doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to hurt you. You get that. You do. But the only options that you have in front of you will hurt. You want the best outcome, even if it's ultimately a loss on some level.
I'd make you tell me what it is if I hadn't just burnt all of my questions so that Cancri can't make me use them against you. Also, you're not on my skin anymore, so he can't find out about you unless he makes me tell him, Solix.
You say pointedly, and sure enough, as you look at your arm, there's nothing there anymore. I'll give you the questions back afterwards. This wasn't fair. And I'll get Rose to release you from your vow, too. There is an afterwards for this, okay? I know what I can do, but I won't tell you the details just in case. I'll tell you the vague idea so you don't panic, all right? I'd never do this to you if it wasn't. I wouldn't do this, he insists. It's all too much. Too much guilt, hurt, shock. You know what you are now, and you really wish you didn't. You're left in this terrible situation, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're waiting for him to help you. Sullix leans in. He kisses you, and his hand slips into your chest. Something inside your body grinds, seizes up, locks in place instead of moving. Hurt doesn't describe it. It's not pain. It's as if you've been amputated from something. You haven't forgotten anything, haven't taken anything from you. You're still you. You still know everything you did before. I haven't touched that spell. You don't have. You gave me permission for anything, so I've revoked your ability to recall any details about anyone you love. It's still there. You still know, but not directly. If you're asked to tell Cancri anything about us, then you won't be able to pull that memory to say it, he says, and he slips his hand out of your chest. I wouldn't do this if you did beg me to, KK. If you were a demon and I did this to you, I'd be killed for it. It's the worst kind of way to interfere with someone's mind, he says and steps back. You stare at him.
I don't know your name.
You say slowly, and his face is so hurt as you say it. You think about it. You try not to think about it. It's like fey magic. If you don't look right at it, then you can sort of see what's going on out of the corner of your eye.
I love you. I trust you. I asked you to do that. But
You try to compare this to something he said or done before, and it won't come to you. Like a name on the tip of your tongue that just won't come. There's a past that you know, but you can't remember it. There's other people, but as soon as you try to reach for them, it's a blur.
Cancri can't make me tell him anything.
You breathe in relief. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to get you out of this. And when I do, then I'll undo all of this, okay? I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do to Cancri as soon as I have a chance in case it makes you do something to protect him. The demon hisses. Something. Oh, you nearly had his name, but it's gone. You nod slowly, running your hands over your chest where he put his hand in you somehow.
I feel like I can trust you. I love you. I know that. I know you have people that I can't remember who are probably helping or something. As long as I'm not dangerous to them, I don't mind this thing you did.
You say as you carefully feel the words out. How are you like this? How did he make you so good when he's so awful? You're too good. It makes me itch just thinking about it. You'd set yourself on fire to keep one person warm. What the fuck? He demands tearfully. Do you mind switching in for narrator?
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. The last time I set myself on fire, I killed someone. So, I don't think I'm that good. You point out. You can remember that, even if you're not sure if he was there for it. Was he?
That doesn't count. That wasn't you choosing that.
He tells you. You shrug. You don't think it makes that much of a difference. I should probably go. I hope you manage that thing you wanted to do. That, something for me with the whole Cancri thing. Huh, I can remember Cancri. I guess that means I don't love him. I probably should, shouldn't I? Well, I love you, and I trust you, so I'm sure you're doing the right thing, you tell him.
You shouldn't trust me, clearly.
The demon says in a strangled voice. That sounds like something that someone trustworthy would say. Don't look at me like that, your face'll stick that way, you say teasingly, only to be immediately unsure as to why you felt the need to say that. It was funny, though. The look on his face made it worth it.
Let me take you back.
He offers and holds a hand out to you. It's a nice hand, but you realize as you look at it that you don't remember what his face looks like. You look up at his face and recognize it immediately, but it blips from your mind the moment that you don't have him in view. Fun upside of having the object permanence of a fruit fly when it comes to you. Every time I look at you, feels like the first time. That's an interesting feeling, you announce.
Interesting?
He echoes in disbelief. Well, yeah, first impression every time, or something, you say simply. He looks curious as well as agonized, but the agony has been a background thing through this whole conversation. Hasn't it? Well, you feel like it, but... yeah, no, that's gone too. You focus on him again. Yeah, brand new again. There's this whole, a demon thing, but after the immediate recognition that you're a dangerous species, it's more like you look like you work in IT. Like you've got hundreds of hours on League of Legends or something. You tease him.
I'm sorry, but that's just making me think of when I wear my one pair of glasses and I go, I look like I work in IT. That's what it's like, brother.
IT coded.
My other glasses look like a wizard. Wow, fuck you.
He hisses. You also look like I'd be cool with that. You grin, because he is pretty.
This is my own personal torture.
The demon groans, hands over his face that you now can't recall. You open your mouth to tease him again when something in your chest jerks. You shouldn't be here. I gotta go, you choke out. The demon, he's cute, but you don't have time for that. You need to go. Startles at your words and grabs you. Everything bursts into smoke, and you can tell that you're close enough to run. You sprint away from the demon and rush into the building, up the stairs as fast as you can, and through the door.
I will never not be like, a demon, and then he kind of looks like he works in IT.
Huh, a demon. A demon who works in IT. A hot demon who works in IT.
a hot demon who works in IT that I kind of want to bite a little.
A little. Just a
Just a
little.
little. As a treat.
As a treat. I'm a growing angel. I need some snacks.
I'm a growing angel.
And Solix is a snack. Wait, I don't know his name. Where am I?
That demon is a snack. Wait, why did I say that in the Sullick's voice? He thinks he himself is a snack. It's fine.
He would though. Check this shit out.
Listen. This sign says no outside.
This sign says what? Oh, we lost Satan. How will we carry on with Satan gone? The answer is we'll go to break. It's break time. Everybody get water, get food, get comfier if possible, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. We are returning from break time.
Yes. I'm looking at our character notes for voices and just cankry, slightly airy, pompous bastard.
He's accurate. He
It
do be
is
that
accurate.
bitch.
I like how we decided that the angelic accent is airy, and then there's just Carcat.
Just Carcat. Out there roughing it.
Out there sounding like he's choking on gravel.
I'm bringing some much needed textural difference to these pompous fuckwits who haven't taken a real breath with actual lungs in centuries. This is what peak performance sounds like!
Yes. Oh my god. Should I say what I was trying to say before, like, my mic cut out?
Please do. I almost dropped my steeping plate, but everything is good, and the tea is good.
Oh no. Not the tea.
The tea.
But no. The sign says no outside food. Therefore, I can't be here. Obviously, I'm a snack.
Love that for him, love that for we.
The thing is, I actually said that at a con once that said no outside food, and my friend was just like, yeah? Okay.
Come on, bud, you gotta go with the bit.
Like, I am adorable, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I somehow have a harem. I don't know how I got here.
True being so adorable.
I'm so cute.
So cute. The irresistible Satan. Don't look too hard into that.
I say as if I don't have, like, here's the thing. You say this, but also I have 3 partners,
Mhm.
and then I also have 2 other people I have crushes on. It's like, this is fine, Your Honor. This is fine. I'm pulling a car cat. I need to date all of my friends.
If they
What's
didn't
up, Your Honor?
want me to date them, they shouldn't have been so infuriatingly dateable. And the
The way I
majority of
see it,
pairings
this
had
is
better include me.
yes. The way I see it, this is a them problem. If they don't want to date Carcat, well then obviously they shouldn't have been friends with him.
It's really a simple system once you're aware of it.
I don't see why everyone thinks Carcat is so irresistible. I mean, we look exactly alike. Why am I not irresistible?
Nepeta just like gently patting Equius's wet hair.
Oh my god. Why? Why do I not have this many partners? This is inexplicable.
Inexplicable.
X. Applicable.
Pobrecito.
Yes. I love the image of Nepeta just patting sweaty hair. Like,
Aquarius is a
there,
boy that you
there.
could like throw him at a wall and he would stick and slowly slide down.
He is. He just. And you need to have, like, the squeaky sound effects as well. Just. As he slowly slides.
There's like a troll doing
Like,
Foley in the corner that no one's ever seen before, who scuttles off as soon as they're noticed.
oh my god. There are so many squishy things around me. I must squish all of them.
Valid. I'll go ahead
Me
and
looking
start
at Equius's
as.
pecs.
Sorry, what?
I said me looking at Equius's pecs.
Squeeze.
Listen, I have a few characters that I'm just like, these are my Blorbos, Your Honor. I love them so much. And that would be Carcat, Solix, Dirk, and McFrickin' Equius, and Matuna. It's like, why don't we just go after all the weirdos? Like, hi, these are my sons, Your Honor.
My precious sons. My precious terrible sons.
My precious terrible sons. I must increase my daddom.
Yes. Bring more
But yeah,
into the fold.
should we start up again?
Yeah, I was thinking I'd go ahead and do narrator since you did a good chunk there, and I will try to last past the first time I stutter.
Aye, Your Honor.
Cankry is there in the main room. He seems surprised that you came in through the door. What did he expect?
You were gone for so long. Where were you?
He asks. Where? Well, you were at that nightclub at Heaven. You went there to get away, to do something important. What was it? You saw someone. People are looking for you or something. Well, you feel reassured at least, but you know he shouldn't know about that. You know that you can't remember for a reason and that it's a good thing. You remember that you asked for this, and something in the back of your throat tastes like apple flavored candy. Sweet. This was a good thing. So you tell the truth, selectively. I went to heaven, you say honestly.
Is everything okay? Tell me.
Cankry insists. I spoke about all of this. Things are going to be fine, you say. Well, that must be true because you could say it.
Who did you speak to? Was it God?
Cankry asks, wide-eyed. No, but I can't say their name, you answer, hoping that'll work.
Maybe a true angelic name is too much for mortal ears. Fascinating. I need to write this down.
Cankry nods. Not that it matters, because if you're an angel and Cankry has the power because he made you, then guess what the fuck he is. Don't tell him. Don't think it.
I've been thinking that you should watch my YouTube videos to get a proper understanding of my thoughts, so we can discuss them.
Cankry begins. You don't want to do either of those things. What you want is to get away from here, and also get a shirt that isn't in bits.
Sit here, watch these, and tell me your detailed thoughts afterwards.
Cankry orders you, pushing you towards the chair. This is the worst thing. This is 4 hours of the worst possible because Cankry wanted you to watch an abridged version of his work before he went to bed so that he could get your thoughts. Your camera and audio work are good, and you have accurate subtitles. You are compelled to tell him the moment the last one finishes.
Well, inclusivity is important.
Cankry says about his specious lectures on YouTube. It's very important, you say through gritted teeth.
Tell me what you thought about my philosophical ideas.
Cankry commands you. I think that you're a bigot. I think that you're intellectually shallow and you confuse talking a lot with a big vocabulary with being right. I think that your ideas are wrong, immoral, and don't hold up to any genuine scrutiny. I feel dumber and gross for listening to them, and I think the world would be a better place if you never let anyone else watch them ever again. Comes right out of your mouth. Cankry's face flashes with anger, and you wince. You couldn't not tell him. He made you. He didn't tell you to listen to everything he starts lecturing you about after that, though given the lack of any other distraction, you have to pick up that he has determined that you've been sent here like this so that he can teach you his wisdom as some kind of test before whatever it is that he's decided he's going to do after this. That this is some test of his character, and not a sign that he's fundamentally wrong in every way that it's possible to be wrong. It'd be impressive if it wasn't happening to you. He orders you to sit and read his book collection.
You must read every book, and you must not be distracted from reading.
You sit on the sofa and read. You read and read beyond the point where you would normally lose focus. You can't lose focus because you
Must not be distracted.
The windows rattle in the frame in the middle of the night, but you're not distracted. The wind howls outside, but you're not distracted. The window opens, and isn't that a shame? If only you could do something about whatever is going on, but you really must keep reading. I love him so much.
Same. He's such a little shit, Your Honor.
Full shit, Lord. There's a hand over your mouth suddenly, but it's not reading, so you focus on reading instead. If the view adopted by the utilitarian philosophy of the nature of the moral sense be correct, this difficulty will always present itself until the influences which form moral character have... Are you gonna get cankry or shout for him if I take my hand away? A woman's voice asks by your ears. You shake your head. Taken the same hold of the principle which they have taken of some of the consequences until, by the improvement of education... The hand comes away from your mouth, ever so carefully, and you do nothing but read. That feeling of unity with our fellow creatures shall be what it cannot be denied that Christ intended it to be. Come in, she whispers. You're still reading, but out of the edge of your vision you can see 4 glowing eyes in your peripheral. It's a demon. You know him somehow. You love him. As deeply rooted in our character and to our own consciousness as completely as part of our nature, you say in a very quiet voice.
Is he making you read this?
The demon asks. You nod and keep reading.
You're not allowed to be distracted?
You nod again. The two of them talk in whispers as you keep reading. You're sure Cankry would want to know about a demon and a woman in his house, but... wait, who is she? You twist, still reading, and catch her out of your peripheral vision. She feels familiar. A warm and playful affection glows in your chest as you see her from the corner of your eye. No idea who she is, but you like her, and the demon trusts her, so you're fine. If Cankry wanted you to keep guard, then he should have said so. As the horror of crime is an ordinarily well-brought-up young person. In the meantime, however, the difficulty has no peculiar application to the doctrine of utility, but... Let me look at you, the familiar voice says, and a girl your age, however old you are, kneels down in front of you. Her eyes are blue, completely glowing blue, and she doesn't look human, but you can't pay attention to her because you're reading. Is inherent in every attempt to analyze morality and reduce it to principles, which, unless the principle is already... You did a good job on him, she says.
I did an abhorrent thing to him.
One more time.
Oh, sorry. Sorry? Yep, I said that. I did an abhorrent thing to him.
The demon hisses. In men's minds, invested with as much sacredness as any of its applications, always seems to divest them of a part of their sanctity. We need something of his, something biological and something sentimental, something with breath, if you can. The girl says, well, woman, she's an adult, right? So, reading, the principle of utility either has, or there is no reason why it might not have. You get up, walking and reading as you go. Before Cankry started you on your unwilling literary journey, he started quizzing you on what was or wasn't bigoted about his videos, and using a high-pitched whistle on you whenever you were wrong. You fumble around his desk for it. All the sanctions which belong to any other system of morals. Got it. You pass it to the girl. Oh, DNA and breath. Karkat, you genius. She sighs in relief. You can see the demon in the corner of your vision and walk to him. Those sanctions are either external or internal. You stop in front of him and shove your hand in your mouth. You bite your fingers ever so gently and pull them out before spitting your keyring into your palm. You hand it to him and then try to one-handedly take off your phone charm without putting the book down.
I've got it.
The demon says gently. Of the external sanctions, it is not necessary to speak at any length. I need a feather from your wings. Can you get them out? The woman asks, moving around so you can see her again. Her hair is floating somehow, and though she seems familiar, this doesn't seem familiar at all. You shrug a little helplessly.
He only did it when he was fighting. He doesn't have his memories, so maybe he doesn't know how to do it. Like the vow.
The demon whispers. They are the hope of favor and the fear of displeasure from our fellow creatures. You make a hopeless expression. You don't know what to do here. Okay, you're gonna have to forgive me for getting a little fresh with your physical form here. Not trying to step on your toes here, she says, and you're hearing glitches as she says, whatever that was. Her hand slips into...
Breaks out the Simlish.
Simlish?
Yes.
I think my other option for that was like the... Just like...
Oh, it could have done the Animal Crossing noises.
I've never played Animal Crossing.
Oh no! It's like I don't know how to do it, but it's like not chirping. It's like little muttering noises.
Huh. Cool. She says, and you're hearing glitches as she says whatever that was. Her hand slips into your back with a breath of air across the back of your neck. Your body shudders and goosebumps rise on your skin like an ice wind just blew all across you. She pulls her hands out and your wings flick out with them. How did she do that? What is she?
You must not be distracted.
Or from the ruler of the universe, along with whatever we may have sympathy or affection for them, or of love and awe. A feather gently comes loose from your wings, and the woman floats around in front of you again. Karkat, you're my friend. I know you can't remember me properly, she starts.
Because of me.
The demon says miserably, but she ignores him. Of him, inclining us to do his will independently of selfish consequences. I know you don't remember, and you won't remember when we go, but I need you to do something for me so we can get you out. I'm all about freedom, a breath of fresh air, right? I need you to believe. I need you to have faith in the idea that you can be free, she says.
Too specific. He won't remember.
The demon warns her. Well, what am I meant to do? Blood is as far from breath as you can get. I'm trying, she says sharply under her breath. There is evidently no reason why all these motives for observance should not attach themselves to the utilitarian morality as completely and powerfully as to any other. The demon moves closer to you, side to side with the woman, and only held apart from you by your book. He holds a white feather in front of your face. The woman is holding it too.
Breathe in.
He tells you, and you do. Indeed, those of them which refer to our fellow creatures are sure to do so in proportion to the great amount of general intelligence.
Think about all the damage you could do to people and how you had me mess with that, with what you can recall, so you couldn't be made to do it so easily. Think about how they're breathing safely now.
He suggests. Think about every little spoken word you've said to trick your way around Cancri. Remember that. Hold on to that feeling. The woman adds.
Yeah, hold on to that. Smart ass words of yours and talking your way out of things. Believe in that so that we can get you free. So every time you do that, it makes it stronger. Yeah?
The demon adds eagerly. For whether there be any other ground of moral obligation than the general happiness or not, men do desire happiness, and however imperfect may be their own practice, they desire and commend all conduct in others towards themselves, by which they think their happiness is promoted. You want to be happy and free. You were before this, weren't you? You hold your breath and think about that, about saying and doing things to get that little extra bit of freedom, to get back to being happy. You're not distracted. You're thinking about the subject matter that you're reading, aren't you? And there, you've squirmed around another order, even if it's just for a moment. You exhale, and the feather glows bright blue for a second in the woman's hand. You did good, Karkat. We're going to get you out. Keep doing what you're doing, she tells you, and kisses your cheek.
I'm sorry.
The demon murmurs. The window opens, and, with regard to religious motive, if men believe, as most profess to do, in the goodness of God, those who think that conduciveness to the general happiness is the essence, or even the only criterion of good, must necessarily believe that it is also that which God approves. Yeah? Well, fuck God, and heaven too, especially Cancri. Why do you feel so sad all of a sudden, so lonely? Well, you know, besides the everything about your situation. Still, you feel like you should do something right now. Find some way out of this situation with as much leeway as you can. You walk towards Cancre's desk again, and find his tablet to the side. Ah, it has Face ID. Luckily for you, you have the same face, or close enough to confuse the camera. You have to glance up at it as you turn the page, so you're not technically looking away from your reading and being distracted. You operate the device without looking at it properly. There's something to be said for app design that you can recognize out of the corner of your eye. You open Audible without properly looking at it, tap into the search bar, and use speech-to-text to search for John Stuart Mill utilitarianism, and see that he's already got it in his library. Cancri said you couldn't be distracted. He didn't say you had to read the books in order. He didn't say you had to stick to the same medium, either. The audiobook starts, and as soon as it's in the actual text, you shut your eyes. There are few circumstances among those which make up the present condition of human knowledge more unlike what might have been expected. You're reading. Audiobooks are reading. All you need to do is listen and keep the volume low enough that Cancri can't wake up from it. You breathe a sigh of relief and feel something weird in your chest tingle, like magic. You try to slump back in the desk chair in relief, but there's no easy way to do that with your wings out. When did those come out? Oh well, whatever. You are still near Cancri. You are listening and not being distracted, but you can listen and still do stuff without being properly distracted. Time to cause a little trouble. You go into his account and decide that if you have to read his whole book collection, then gee, you absolutely have to have them all in this format, don't you? Better to purchase a double of all his print books in audio. You're so diligent. You're such an angel about this. Hello, internet browser. Hello, saved passwords. Wow, those sure are a lot of forums that people get put on watch lists for being on. It'd be really a shame if you half-heartedly went through all of them as you listened to your book. It'd be awful if you compared them to addresses in Cankry's mail history to get their actual addresses, since these little creeps like to send each other things. It'd be a real shame if you started handing this information to the police anonymously. It'd be terrible for Cankry if you handed his passwords to everything over to a Fae activist group, the kind who are really hard to legally fight because they're the goddamned Fae. You are going to consider it homework for all of these ethics books. You delete Cankry's videos from YouTube and his whole account, too. Curiously, you find that you're not able to damage his physical property. You're oddly prevented from that in a way that makes you think you've tried that much before. You suppose that, as an angel, Cankry didn't have social media or passwords. He hadn't thought to consider any of that. Kind of stupid of him. You're innocently back to physical books in the morning, having had the sense to wipe your internet history clean. You're not the most technologically adept person, but you're not that dumb. However, you are in fact obligated to keep reading and not listen to Cankry freaking out about messages from his shitty little friends when he wakes up. Must read, can't be distracted, you say casually, as Cankry paces back and forth across the room, insisting that you tell him something. You know, you'd really love to know what it is that he's trying to make you do, but unfortunately, you have an earlier order that insists you not be distracted from what you're reading, so you just can't listen to him. You laugh quietly. It's almost just a breath, as you do exactly what Cankry told you, and absolutely not what he wanted. You get that feeling in your chest again, that tingling magic feeling, like you're fulfilling something, but you don't know what. Cankry is still demanding and lecturing, but it really threatens to distract you. You want to read aloud, but you can't manage it when he's speaking. That counts as interrupting, and you already had that order. But oh, when he finally falls silent, you do start to read aloud. You can go louder than he can, and it does a lot to ensure that you can't hear anything he might be trying to make you do. This won't last forever. Cankry's only got so many books, and if he's smart, he'll get rid of all of them, so he no longer has a collection for you to read. But until then, this buys you precious time. Time for what, you're not certain, but you're starting to feel that you've got a little bit of space here. A little room to breathe. Somehow, you're sure that this is going to get better. You just need to hold on. You have no proof of that, of course, but you guess you're going to have faith? Something like that. Can we switch?
Yeah, of course. Eventually, you do run out of books, and Cankry is very angry about you disobeying him. Dumbly, you point out that you technically didn't disobey him, which means that he starts working out that his wording is important. Worse still, he orders you to put your wings away, and he notices how much it hurts. He uses it as a threat against you immediately. Cankry makes you get in a car later that day, and he decides to drive you somewhere. When you ask where you're going, he simply reads the address on the sat-nav at you in a petulant tone. But as he speaks, you hear the wind whistle between the gap in the car, windows, and the frame. How weird. Something feels wrong here. Your eyes roam over the car's dashboard, and you see that the air conditioning is off, but you can feel the breeze of it on your skin. You reach out and touch the vent. Sure enough, there's air flowing through it. Don't touch that. Cream reprimands you, and you snatch your hand back. You sit in solemn silence as Cankry drives and lectures. Sorry, it's very close to a tongue twister that we do to
Yeah, we do solemn
warm up.
silence.
So that's solemn silence. Yes. Sorry, it made me laugh because
Yeah,
it was
threw me
really
too.
close. I was like, haha, solid silence. You sit in sullen silence as Cankry drives and lectures about how important the people he's meeting are and how you're going to change everything. This really doesn't thrill you. You look outside of the window miserably and note that the weather is really stormy out there. The trees are shifting in the wind and there's leaves flying everywhere. With you, I can finally fix everything that's wrong. I can feel it in my soul that everything is wrong, Cankry insists, flicking the indicator on his car.
Why would you assume that feeling like you don't fit in with the world, that that everything is wrong? Okay. Why would you assume that feeling like you don't fit in the world, that everything is wrong, is a problem with everything else and not you?
You ask in dismay. Because things weren't always like this. They were better before, Cancri says tartly.
Just for the sake of asking, do you have a date when things were good, or is it just some nebulous haze?
Oh, you got a little bit, one second. You got a little bit, robotic there for a second.
Gotcha. Since we're doing the stream through my mic, when I go robotic for you, it doesn't actually affect what people hear in the thing. But since I'm getting you through Discord, and that's how your audio is getting into the stream, when you go robotic, that's when things are weird. But I'm happy to do it again.
Oh, okay. Well, I still heard you. It was just thing. Or you ask him. You're just testing my commitment. Cancri sniffs all snootily.
When I do whatever you're going to make me do to anyone who doesn't belong in this idea you have, if you imagine that, don't you feel bad? Those demons I killed had people who cared about them.
You point out. Demons are evil, Cancri says simply.
They feel pain.
You point out. They should, he retorts.
That's okay. What if there's a human out there who loved one of those demons very much, even in a pure and trying to redeem him kind of way that you'd agree with? What about them?
That is. Something flickers over Cancri's face, something that makes him look a lot more like you. That is sad. I would feel badly for someone in that situation, but this is why rules exist. If that person had just followed the rules and not gone cavorting about with demons, then they wouldn't have been hurt. You don't have to understand or agree with the rules all of the time to know that if you follow well thought out ideas and rules, then things will work out better overall. There may be edge cases, but that's just how it is. Everything about you is screaming about how wrong that is, about how any rule that would punish empathy, love, and kindness are wrong. Not wrong in unfortunate edge cases, but wrong all over. How can he not feel that? You want to argue that he is wrong, but you shouldn't. It's a bad idea. Just keep your mouth shut and
I don't understand how you can think like that. People matter. How can you not care?
you demand. Cancri parks the car and sighs. He looks at you slowly, and a deep terror starts to fill you. Do what you're told and stop caring about people getting hurt, he orders. Your chest is squeezing painfully tight, and it feels like you're being stabbed. You have to do what he says. Cancri orders you to get out of the car. You do. He tells you to follow him. You do. Something in you is grinding together, shearing itself like caught gears, and it hurts. Cancri tells you to introduce yourself to the people he's talking to. You do. You don't think he means the man in the business suit across the road, so you don't introduce yourself to him. Can you have a heart attack? Because it feels like that might be happening. The man in the suit has a briefcase that's leaking paint. He probably doesn't want that, but you don't care. Something in your chest is locking up, tangling. Tell them what you are, Cancri orders you. You open your mouth, but you can't. You try to reach out for why, and you feel the spell wrapping around you glow. You can't say what you are. Behind Cancri, you see a different person in a business suit with a leaking briefcase walk behind a building, trailing paint. You get a vague feeling that you would have some kind of thought about that, but you don't. Cancri told you to tell the people he's talking to what you are, but you can't say it. You have to do what you're told. Your form fully unfolds, and the people Cancri is talking to start screaming, clawing at their faces, but you don't care. You float in place, and now that you have more eyes, you can see what hurts. Rings and rings inside of you are crunched together, locked up like a tangled slinky around something red and dripping blood. You think you might be dying, but you also don't care about how that feels for you. Ah! Cancri opens his mouth and nothing comes out. Just can't do silence. Just silence. Just opens mouth, just nothing there. You watch in vague disinterest as Cancri gasps, clutching his throat. Oh, the line the business people were walking is blue and glowing. It hadn't been earlier. Oh, there's a woman in blue now. She knees Cancri to the floor and places her hand on his chest. He keeps opening his mouth, but it's like he can't breathe. He can't breathe in, so he can't talk. You know you don't need to breathe, but that looks... whatever.
You've done enough talking, but I'll keep that voice, thanks.
The woman who is vaguely familiar says. Huh. You didn't even notice that the people on the floor that were screaming are now unconscious and not breathing either. That's quieter, you guess. Another ring inside you glitches into another, and the two counter movements seize tighter.
Karkat, tell me why your rings look like that.
The woman says, holding a whistle close to her mouth as she speaks.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You answer her. The woman looks from you to her phone several times.
If I let you in, I have to kill him.
She shouts incredibly loudly. You wonder if she ever shouts so loud that people that... What? What happens if you're too loud? You swear you knew this. The phone pings and the woman grimaces. She pulls a knife out of nowhere and, oh hey, you know that knife. She plunges it into Cancri's chest and he falls apart into rings as the circle pops and the air pressure changes rapidly. You note with no feelings about it at all that your rings are barely moving now, kind of like Cancri. Oh look, demons. Don't you know that one? You can't negate an order if you don't know what it is, the more familiar one argues.
Whatever it was, it ordered him to not be what he's made of.
The woman with the knife says, and she looks. Actually, all of them have a look on their faces that you can't quite place. That's fine. You feel a little bit like you can't think about it or anything much now. One of the demons is talking about a restart or something. You don't.
And that's the end of chapter 1.
Yay!
Enjoy that cliffhanger, y'all. It's rough.
It is rough.
I
I
love this
remember
story.
reading that and being like, my boy? My boy?
My boy. Rough. Rough go of it,
Rough.
Garcat.
Oh, it sucks that, like, oh, my son.
Yeah. It all feels so bad.
It does. Listen, I hope that I was able to properly voice, like, absolutely horrified and hurt Sullix properly.
You did great.
Hell yeah.
It's always so weird when you go back and forth between like a character in the throes of emotion and then having to swap back to, and I'm also the narrator who's slightly removed. Depending on whose POV it is.
Yeah. Very true. It's just like, yes, delivers a heart-wrenching line. He said anguished. Like,
Just like screaming, and then you have to go, he screamed.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is lovely. We hope you guys take care of yourselves and have great days. We'll announce next stream on the Goose server as usual. And maybe we'll hit our original target time. Don't count on it, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, and hopefully, we can start getting an actual schedule,
That'd be
so it's
lovely.
more or less, yeah. That, and also I feel like more people would be able to join us because, like, oh yeah, I set aside like 2 hours to go listen to these two dumb fucks
Yeah.
talk back.
Instead of the
I
Hot
say that
Disaster Dumbass Factory, just the I forget the original. Fuckwit Factory.
it'd be like that. And now I'm gonna go shove turkey burgers in my face.
Yay! Have
I
delightful dinner.
already
Have